Hi, and welcome to Australia's first Let's Talk Tiny Houses podcast. My name is Christine, and ever since laying eyes on my first tiny house, I wanted to know more about the movement, the lifestyle, the communities, and most of all, how I can go tiny. While on my tiny journey, gathering information and meeting amazing like-minded people, I started thinking, apart from my business, how could I contribute back to the movement? Then I was introduced to podcasting, and that was my light bulb moment. I'm so thrilled that through this podcast, I am able to bring you an amazing cast of co-hosts who all bring their own unique skills, knowledge, and advice to each episode. All of us are extremely passionate about the tiny house movement and want to share our experience, expertise, and enthusiasm with our listeners. Each week, we will bring you a special guest interview or particular hot topic discussion that relates to tiny living for your listening pleasure. Okay, let's jump in and find out who we have with us this week. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast of Let's Talk Tiny Houses. I'm so excited. I have a new co-host with me this week, and her specialty is horticulture. I'm so excited to have Suze with us because she's been in the industry for many years now. She's an old friend and an awesome person. So let me introduce you to her. Susie? Hello. Hi. How are you going?
Good, thank you.
That's awesome. So we've been having a big catch up this morning on everything that's been happening, and you've been telling me all about the business that you have started with your husband.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. So if you could just give us a background on yourself and how you got into horticulture.
Yep. So it was about 17 years ago that I started in horticulture. I guess I just started with a genuine interest in plants. I didn't really know a lot about them. I didn't know the names of them or anything. I just used to take cuttings of ones that I liked and grow them on, and I found that, I was pretty good at it.
Yes.
So I thought, why not study it? Because I'm really interested in it. And then I went on to learn all the botanical names and just learn all the science behind it, because there is quite a lot, them being a living thing and all. So I went to the Australian School of Horticulture and studied there for a couple of years, and and then from then I went on to work in different nurseries, retail nurseries, which I really enjoyed, because I do like talking to people, especially about a passion that I have, and I like passing on that knowledge to them as well. Also, I think it's pretty cool when, people come in and they have no idea about plants, and then you just, you help them out with what they need at the time, and I guess plant a seed in their head about, about what it's all about. And then they come, and then, when they keep coming back, because they develop a passion for it also, that's pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would obviously love coming back because of yourself.
Yeah,
have another chat with Susie. Yeah, and get my plants.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have you on board to help our tiny house community with their plant issues. So lots of people want to have plants in their tinies, or plants around their tinies, and just helping them choose the right plants and how to display the plants, how to look after them is so important, because
there's lots of different factors for sure.
And being in such a small space, it's something you're constantly going to be looking at. So you want to make sure it's being looked after, it's healthy, and adding to your living space.
Yeah.
For our listeners, so they can know what to expect in the future, what sort of topics might we cover and what they could learn about with yourself? So to do with plant displays and...
Yep. So probably one of the most important topics will be plant selection, I guess. Yeah. Which plants are able to live in a tiny house. Along with that there's all different variables with water requirements, maintenance. We'll be talking about display, like how you can display different plants, where, because you do have a restricted space in a tiny house. So yeah, with not much bench space or floor space. So there's other methods like hanging your plants, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it is cool. Yeah. And one topic I'm really interested to learn about is plants that you'd like to plant in soil in the garden around the tiny, but they're easily transplantable. So if you're in a tiny, in your tiny and there for a few years or so, and you decide to move, you'll be able to take plants with you and re-establish your garden at the next place.
Yeah, because that can be pretty heartbreaking, leaving your plants behind.
Yeah, and sort of knowing from the start that I am planting this here, but I can take it with me and leave a little memento of my time being here as well. Yeah, so that's really interesting. And just talking about hanging plants and displaying them, we're doing this interview in your home, in your dining area, and you've got a little hanging plant here. So what's this plant you've got here?
That's a peace lily, otherwise known as a spathiphyllum.
And why have you chosen that plant for there?
I've chosen that plant because it does really well in low light conditions. So it's great for indoors. It's really low maintenance also, so it doesn't require a lot of watering. Just say once every couple of weeks, I'll give it a good drink outside. It's cool too because it has a flower. There aren't a lot of indoor plants that will flower inside, but they do. But yeah, it's just a classic indoor plant.
Yeah, and I love what you've got it hanging in too.
Yeah, well, macrame's all back now. The 70s are back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And you've got another little vine growing in it. And what's that?
That's a philodendron oblique, which is pretty cool. So I've got the peace lilies kind of upright, but the philodendron trails down. Or you can train it, like I can train it to trail along the ceiling or...
Which would be cool in a tiny.
Yeah.
To have a little jungle roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think these ones, a lot of people are growing them in vases with just water.
That's
so
right.
You can see the root system.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, awesome. Well, I'll take a picture of that and we'll add it to the Facebook page so everyone can see what we've been talking about.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, I can't wait to do more podcasts and hear more about plants and care of plants and everything, and of course more about your business. So we'll get Marcel in on an interview and we'll have a chat to you about the business and how people in the tiny house community could be able to connect with you and get assistance for their plant selections and
I'd be happy to help with that.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Oh, I'm so excited, Susie, and can't wait. And I'm so glad that you've come on board. Can't wait to do more podcasts in the future and hear more about everything to do with horticulture. And people can feel free to pop onto our Facebook page and pop any questions. Pop any questions up, ask Suze about plants and any questions that they might have or any problems they're experiencing or...
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I can help them get to the root of the problem.
Yeah, it's awesome. It'd be awesome. Okay, Suze, well, until we meet next time, let's just sign it off there.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Wow, what a great episode. I would like to thank you for listening, and I really hope you enjoyed this week's discussion. I would like to now invite you over to our exclusive Facebook group, where you as our listeners will be able to interact with us, each other, see photos and additional extras that accompany each episode, and be the first to know what we have coming up. If there is a particular topic you would like to hear more about or someone you think we need to interview, please drop us a line at letstalktinyhouses@gmail.com or via our Facebook group. You can find this podcast series on iTunes, Spotify, or your favourite podcast app. And while you're there, please show your love by giving us a rating. Hopefully it's 5 stars. Our show notes will be available on Podbean along with any podcast corrections and amendments. The Let's Talk Tiny Houses podcast is brought to you by myself, Christine Murphy, and my business, OCD, Organising, Cleaning and Decluttering Specialist, which can be found on Facebook or through my website, ocdpro.com.au. I would like to thank all my co-hosts for their amazing contributions and Joanne Helder for editing all our audio and making it sound so fabulous. Until next week, please take care and enjoy yourself.